Good day students. In this video series we'll look at the forced Vortex lab for the online version of the lab practical. Again, we'll look at your lab guide, we'll go through the equipment, the procedure and what is expected of the student. So the next video, let's have a look at the lab guide. Okay, so this is what your lab guide is going to look like. You have your table of contents, then the aim of the experiment, and that's to determine the speed of rotation of an forced vortex by applying vortex theory. Then the second one is what you need to do. Then we have theoretical background of the forced vortex. Then next one is the experimental apparatus. Over here we have a speed controller that just controls the little motor turning this bowl, and the forced vortex will be created in this bowl by spinning it. And then on the upper side we have a ruler which we'll use to measure the profile of the forced vortex. Then next we have the procedure of the experiment, which I'll go through in another video, and the results. Just make sure to read through all the comments for the results. There might be some tips. And then in Appendix A is the data we're going to capture for the experiment. RPM, that will be a measured RPM. Then we have an XY, that will be the XY coordinates of the parabol, that's profile of the vortex. Then the X dash and Y dash is just the mirror image of the profile. So XY would be the one side of the profile, and the X dash Y dash will be the other side of the profile. And then A, the constant A, it needs to be calculated. That is outlined in the theoretical side. Also read through the comments below. Then I've attached a worksheet which you can use to draw your parabol. And here at the bottom there's the X and Y input you can use to solve your three equations. That will obviously make more sense as you read through your complete lab guide. Alright, so the next video we'll take a look at the equipment in the lab. Okay, so the equipment we will be using, here's the bowl. We will create the forced vortex in it. And this ruler, as mentioned, will be used to measure the profile of the forced vortex. And the forced vortex is obviously created by a little motor, and we control the speed of the motor with this controller. And we're going to need a stopwatch because we want to measure the RPMs of this bowl as it moves along. So all we do is, for 1 minute, we count how many times this sticker comes past a certain point, and that's how we determine the RPM. Once we started our little motor, the bowl will spin and the vortex will form within the bowl. It takes a couple of minutes to form completely. This is what it looks like. You can see the water level has climbed. There, the black mark is where the level was, and the water level is sitting up there. And you can see that the profile, the vortex makes a nice profile. So we use this ruler to measure the X and Y coordinates of the profile of the forced vortex by moving it so that that pin at the bottom barely touches the surface of the water. And then we record our X coordinate and our Y coordinate, and we do it for a couple of increments for X along the profile, so we can capture the whole profile of the forced vortex. We'll also need to do is, there is a little sticker on this bowl, so we need to count how many times it passes a fixed point in a minute, so we can have the RPMs the motor is running. If I switch off the machine, you'll see that the vortex still have some momentum, and it will take a while to come to a complete standstill. Okay, so that was the lab for the fourth vortex. You will receive all the raw data you need, and then also remember that you will have a questionnaire that needs to be completed on Blackboard. If you have any questions, you feel free to email me once you've done the lab and there's any problems.